let's pretend Jesus Christ, along with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, are in the audience. Can you imagine them cheering? Oh yeah, knock him out, come on, punch him a little harder. I wasted my money gambling against who's gonna win. What's happening? My name is Albert. Welcome to my favorite subject, religion. Man, I love this subject so much. And so today I'm going to prove without a shadow of a doubt that there's no such thing as religion whatsoever. And I'm going to prove it. And so the first thing I want to share is that I wrote ex-Christian in the title, but I grew up Catholic. This is a picture of me right here. Oh, you know what that means, right? I'm 60 years old. I grew up Catholic, which means that I am Old Testament material. I'm not none of that King James, I'm fluffy. Oh, no. I am the real deal where music was for the devil. I come from those days. And so my upbringing, the roots goes back to the 50s, 40s, 30s, because my mom was born in the 1930s. So all those precepts traveled through me, man. And so let's begin. If we look at worldwide religions, we can see easily that if one is brought up in India, they're primarily Hindu. And so if you grew up in India, the chances that you will practice Hinduism is sky high. Okay? And now, Saudi Arabia, if you were born over there, you will be 100% Muslim because Saudi Arabia is 100% Muslim. Okay? And so if you were born in the 1930s in Italy, you will be Catholic, hands down, bro. That's it. And so what all that means is that you, as an undeveloped child, will adapt whatever society, culture forces onto you. And so in the U.S., in regards to me, there was Catholic that rolled over into Christianity. I knew a few Jehovah's Witnesses, very little. There was a few Muslims, primarily blacks during my time. And so that's it. There was nothing else. Maybe Judaism, one or two people I knew, and that's it because that's what was there. And so sorry, you are the follower of what your society has decided for you. Your society has made it nice and convenient to make you think that you made a choice between this religion and that religion. But think about it. You can only choose what's there. And so to dive deeper, this means that wherever you were born will determine whether you're going to be holding the Bible, the Quran, the Hindu Vedas, or whatever books they read for Buddhism. And so therefore, the church you attend, the temple, the mosque, or whatever was put there by society and has absolutely nothing to do with the God that spoke to you. And so with all this said so far, catch how it's society's rules that made the decision for you. Because once again, if you were born over there, you will be that. If you were born over there, then you will be that. If you take a child that's 2 years old and you put it into the hands of another religion, it'll be that religion. Now, to expand on this a little bit more, you have to imagine your life in the 1940s. You will be holding the Old Testament because that's what was there. And so the Old Testament is out these days. We don't refer to the Old Testament because we refer to the New King James Version or whatever is the newest version, because as society develops, so does religion. And so now to expand some more, in the 1940s, 50s, 60s, society's rules were that music was the works of the devil. Back then, that was the deal. Also, if you're going to hell. If you wore shorts, you're going to hell. If you had sex before marriage, you're going to hell during those days. But these days, society outgrew that, and therefore religion too. Therefore, society, when it upgrades, religion upgrades also. Your society has made it nice and convenient to make you think that you made a choice between this religion and that religion. But think about it. You can only choose what's there. And so if Catholic is not within a certain area, then you can't choose it because it's not there. And so I know I'm making really good points about how society has chosen whatever religion that you belong to. Therefore, you made no choice. Therefore, there's no religion, but there is the social construct that chose for you. Therefore, the God that you think you chose was established by your society, not you. I'll sum it up again. During my upbringing, it was all Catholic. My entire area was Catholic until it rolled over to Christianity. And now Catholic is gone, Christianity is in. And so during my day, you couldn't be a Christian because Christianity didn't come our way yet. And so if you really think about it, the act of religion has absolutely nothing to do with you because what you chose was already put there for you. You can't choose Hinduism if you were born in the US. And during my day, there was absolutely no Buddhism. And so now I see clearly that when I said Jesus Christ, those are just words and that's it. And so, yeah, there was a belief. Yeah, that belief, this belief, but that was on paper. But there was absolutely no believer. Because I can tell you hands down that I know 0 people that waited to get married before having sex. 0. And so once again, I have a child. I'm a Jehovah Witness. What is my child going to be? If I'm taking him to the Jehovah Witness church and we're praying together and we're reading the Bible together, take a wild guess. And then after the child grows up, he could make a switch to whatever's convenient or whatever the new religious fashion. And so now for the highlight of this entire video, boxing. I watch boxers do the sign of the cross and then punch each other out. And then whoever won, they're thanking whatever God. And so if this boxer is Muslim against this boxer who is Christian, if this boxer won, he'll be thanking his God different. If this boxer won, he will be thanking the other God. And now here's something to ponder. Let's pretend Jesus Christ, along with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, are in the audience. Can you imagine them cheering? Oh yeah, knock him out, come on, punch him a little harder. Oh, I wasted my money gambling against who's gonna win. Can you imagine whatever God in the audience? I bet you can't. Which brings me to gambling, because gambling in my day, you're going straight to hell, bro. And so now for some needed reinforcement, boxing, the sport that society chose that word for you, sport. It's a sport, yeah, 2 guys punching each other out, boxing. That sport started 343 years ago, the birth of it. However, Jesus died almost 2,000 years ago. And so if we do the math, boxing came along 1,600 years after Jesus died. And so now you have to picture whether these guys who are praising Jesus, who are punching each other out, are really following any religion whatsoever, punching each other out, are really following any religion whatsoever. And so boxing, which is a social development, was put there, and you all accepted 2 guys to hospitalize each other and then at the end praise Jesus. That's societal's construct. It has absolutely nothing to do with God's love. So now you have to picture yourself cheering for your favorite boxer, watching them punch each other out. There's a boxer, I won't say his name, but he said that he put someone in the hospital for a month, intensive care, where he couldn't receive phone calls. Therefore, it was the social construct that decided that it was okay for 2 guys to punch each other out into hospitalization. You watch, You gamble and then praise Jesus. My last point is that in order for someone to know what religion I am, they have to ask, why? Shouldn't it be there? Shouldn't we be able to tell based on just looking at someone that they're walking in line with the Lord? But we have to ask. And depending on the answer will determine on how the rest of the relationship will go. And so if I happen to not be the religion that you're down with, then we're going to be at odds with one another. This means, because I tried it, that I could say whatever. I went to Nepal and I said that I was Hindu. What can they say? Can they say, no, you lied? And so therefore, if you can be whatever religion you want, and I could be whatever, and we can switch and be with this God or that God, then where's the conviction? Because the last I heard was that God convicts you. Oh, convicted Christian. He came, he spoke to me. And then now I switched to another religion just like that. You see? Therefore, there's absolutely no religion whatsoever if I could switch from this convicted God saying that those gods were wrong, and then all of a sudden be on this side where they were once wrong and now they just are the right God to be with. You see the freaking irony in this, man? And so therefore, it's all social construct. And so now I'll end it with this. Yes, there's a belief. Oh, yeah, I'm this and you're that. He's a Christian, he's a Muslim. Sure, on paper. But there's absolutely no believer.